We'll touch on mayo again. So I tell you, there I am on the internet, right? And him and I were having a standoff at the time because he was letting other chicks ride on his bike. Sorry, it's getting dark in here. I'll turn the lamp on in a minute. And I was like, what the hell? And so we were having like this weird standoff with each other. And then I took off to California to go looking for my friend because her windows were getting kicked in too, not just mine. And I told you she was sending the ads, and I didn't even know what the fuck they were posting, right? And so I'm over here asking questions about it while I'm going. Luckily, I had a little bit of training because I did a little bit of a PI work training, and I worked a little bit with the unions, and so you have to go through like investigation processes, right? And I knew I had them in my back pocket. I knew everybody knew who the hell I was, you know. And so there was weird parts of it though, you know, like there were people who were like, yeah, I'll take care of you if, you know, and this, that, and the other, but there was always some kind of an exchange, and I didn't want that. And when I got in with asshole liquor, that's what I told you, like, that was one of the first things I said to him was like, you know, it would be nice to be in a relationship with somebody who could actually see into me, not just outside, you know, like where it's going to get you in life. And so he's like, you just need a little bit of help and you're going to really take off in life. And that wasn't really the case, you know, like that's not how things go, you know. It was more like I'm just a slave. You know, like if you're making this much money, if you keep me fucking locked up and fucking sold out, you know, and you keep it funding, you know, you keep funding a fucking genocide essentially. You know, because these are war crimes and this is genocide, you know, and did I tell you how rare my blood type is? You know, so like there's a lot going on to it, and I told you like we'd also touch on the vaccines too, because I don't hold titers and neither did my sister. And so she had participated in that study also, and she was the one kind of giving me information that she was learning. And we were trying to get our health information together because we didn't really know a lot. You know, there was nobody there to really tell us anymore. And so then I was and so like that's something else I learned is, you know, the vaccines make us sick. They made my child sick. And so I just continued doing research, you know, while I was in school, and that's pretty much what I focused on. You know, I didn't really give a fuck about everything else, but because I learned in agriculture, I knew what I was seeing in Maui as soon as I saw it. You know, and that's the part that pisses me off. I was like, dude, these motherfuckers are